feel like you're at the takeaways in here.
I don't think you should know what I make.
All right, we'll kick this workshop off. Roll call.
Councilmember Bogas.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Purdon.
Here.
Councilmember Carr.
Here.
Mayor Gibson.
Here.
Councilmember Corey.
Here.
Councilmember Fullick.
Here.
Councilmember Fitzpatrick.
Here.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hi, how you doing? Okay, so I'm here today to update you on special events, city facilities, and information technology. Can you hear me? Okay.
Now we're good.
Something too far. How about that? Is that better?
Yep.
Okay. As you know, the private development is taking off in the downtown, either through construction or businesses that are already open, as well as the special events. So each year, our permits kind of follow suit with that, and the permits increase every year. We have new events happening both on city property and off. Some of the new event organizers this year that we saw is Sugar Shack. I think you can see here they have about 10 event holds for our park. They're planning events at the park now too. The Wonder Gardens is activated more events as well this year. And the Poker Room has a lot more events happening. Some of the newer events are multiple day events like the Bonita Springs Historic Society Beer Garden fundraiser and the Ukulele Festival. And we all know Riverside Park is a sought-after venue where organizers compete every year to get a date during season. So we are looking at activating new event space in the green space between Riverside Park and the Lyles Plaza, the Lyles Hotel and Plaza, as you heard in the DPZ presentation, the splash pad when that's complete, the green space at the Baron Collier project when that's finished, and Depot Park. So staff is currently looking at our event permit processes and figuring out marketing for those type of things. We're also working with all of our event organizers. We have over 100 organizers that we work with each year. And we started reaching out to them last year where we created a downtown free public parking map so that they could start to share that information now that the Bamboo Lot is offline for parking. We've also talked to them about alternative parking solutions for their events. And we created a website with a toolkit. So we're staying in contact with them and trying to assist as much as possible. We also are continuing to plan 12 to 14 city events per year. This includes citywide cleanups, Veterans Day service, Memorial Day service, government days, holiday strolls, and even ribbon cuttings. And last year we talked to you about the shift to corridor-specific events so that the events aren't just happening in Riverside Park, but also in the corridor. We're focusing on decor and creating more of an experience. We're creating signature Bonita Springs events so that when people come to our events, they're saying that Bonita Springs really knows how to do these events right. And then we're encouraging business engagement, and that's been very, very successful, and I would like to thank my team for that. Carissa, Logan, Marcelo, Alex, everyone, Vince, and Denise, we've worked very hard to accomplish this, and it's just fantastic to hear the people love it. So I'd just like to make sure that we acknowledge them as well. And then for the, in the forefront of our planning has been placemaking. So placemaking is a complex and collaborative process, and it goes far beyond just adding physical features. It's about turning a space into a beloved place that reflects the community. Stimulating downtown by strategically utilizing decor and events to enhance the area's appeal and increase foot traffic. And as you can see here in these photos, we've definitely been doing that. We have a family taking a photo with the Santa picture frame. And you can see a mother and child here dancing with Frosty as he's being projected onto the Lyles building. We've been looking at programming and activation, the play. So for years, the city has encouraged seasonal events and markets. There are a variety of events to draw diverse crowds throughout the year: farmers markets, holiday festivals, summer concerts, open air, cinema nights. But at the forefront now for this next fiscal year, we really want to focus on interactive play and art, install features that require or encourage people to stop and engage, pop-up street pianos, ice rinks, mazes, light projections, dancing fountains, giant chessboards, community chalk art zones are just a few examples of how this can be done. So we're looking to take from the smaller events and focus on these larger signature events, but also when we have these strolls that last 30 days, incorporating other features that people can experience when they're downtown. Some of the ways we've already done this is through new immersive experiences, so customized Bonita Springs signs that we have in the holiday decor this year, longer duration strolls, immersive decor, photo opportunities, and projection on buildings. We've already received multiple requests to extend the Halloween stroll longer, but that will of course be up to council. And then just to recap some of the work that we've done, I'm going to showcase a quick video for you. That's the customized sign that was added this year.
Do we get to keep it?
Yeah, well, every year we get it. It's in contract, yes.
Say, take Santa down.
Well, and the really cool thing that we're seeing this year is the downtown businesses are really showing up for these lighting contests.
They really are.
They're amazing. We've included them in the video as well. It's just they're creating such an amazing experience on top of what the city is doing. Makes it very hard when we're taking the contest.
But you know, Laura, the downtown is following your team and their leadership, and they're following. They're like, you guys are committing, we're in. And gosh, everybody, it was so phenomenal.
We are so impressed, honestly, with the commitment that everybody's given to all the Halloween decor and the holiday lighting. It's amazing. Drone shots here, you can really see how the lighting is corridor specific. It's much further than just Riverside Park area.
Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween!
That scared me.
That's good.
I jumped.
Or if I may, what's the cost of just the drone show?
Well, we usually do it all together, but approximately $35,000.
Good thing we're raising taxes. Good thing we're raising taxes.
Look at that. Look at that. Ben look at that. Amazing.
Amazing.
I know we're not supposed to,
I know, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
but it's workshop.
We don't let them
Can
clap.
we-
You guys can't clap. either.
So as you can tell, it's all tied together. Obviously, you know, the development downtown, the new green spaces coming on, and how the events are flowing along with the strolls and activating the placemaking. It's very thought out in the attempt that we're just trying to bring it all together with our business partners, our nonprofits, the local community, and really utilize the events to enhance the area. Look ahead at some events. The Celebrate Bonita event is coming March 28th. That's going to be a free concert. We are following the same format as we did last year for Celebrate Bonita, where we have an immersive celebration stroll March 24th through the 28th. Celebrate Bonita is a celebration of the city's incorporation with new enhancements to include the celebration of light, art, and community. Since its inception, the festival has brought the community together. Now this immersive experience brings together artists, local creatives, and hundreds of visitors to experience downtown Bonita Springs, illuminated through art and storytelling. Spanning 5 nights, downtown is activated with large-scale projection mapping, interactive light-based installations, and murals. This event is free, and at its heart, Celebrate Bonita is a platform for collaboration. Our goal is to continue to grow the event through partnerships, sponsorships, and to encourage artists from across the globe and locally to come together to push the boundaries of creativity while engaging directly with downtown Bonita Springs culture and history. Each edition invites bold ideas, fresh voices, and innovation approaches that expand the possibilities of public art. So this year, last year was the first time we tried this event this way. This year we're really doing a call to artists. We want to incorporate, we've talked to the Center of Arts, we want to talk to our art boards, and we really want to call out for our local artists to come. In 2026, we plan to seek proposals for light-based installations, project mapping, and murals that push creative boundaries, foster community connection, and embrace innovation, while also offering immersive play experiences and showcasing local student art. So we're connecting with our downtown businesses and our local schools. Last year, they worked together to all design birthday cakes, and we had those on display as well. We've talked about bringing the Chalk Where You Walk back. When we were in some meetings with Chris and the Center of the Arts as well. And then just to reference an event that is similar to this but on a much larger scale, the economic impact of an event like this, let's take 2022 Blink Festival in Cincinnati, was $126 million. That was a result of over 2 million attendees coming from across the country. This impact was attributed to the influx of visitors who supported local businesses, artists, and vendors during the 4-day event. And the festival also supported 1,687 jobs. So we're on a much smaller scale, but we're just starting out, and I think that if we really focus and work together with partners, we can certainly build upon what was already a great event last year, and that will be our goal this year. And then this is just a quick recap of what it looked like if I can get it to play, which might not. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then our last event that I'm going to talk about today is our July 4th event. We are still having that at Riverside Park. It'll be the only event at Riverside Park this summer. But we are looking to do a larger celebration this year because it is the 250th anniversary of our country. There's 212 days left to plan. We did double the amount of drones for relatively the same cost this year. And then we do have additional lighting that we're going to try to incorporate as well. So that's something to be excited about, and we'll be looking for, ideas on how to really celebrate the July 4th this year. And then to the city facilities updates. As you know, we did do an assessment on all of our city facilities, and in 2023, you authorized us to begin repairs, and we've been working on that each year. We currently are also doing security assessments on all city facilities. The security assessment at City Hall is currently in progress. At the Recreation Center, repairs for Priority 1 life safety items have been complete. We have the security assessment there has also been complete. The final report should be available in January. We have a major renovation project slated to start in 2026. The planning and development phase is currently ongoing, and we will be soliciting proposals in the spring. We recently did some small ceiling drywall restoration. These are just some photos of the work. The old library building, corrective projects have been completed, roof repairs and maintenance, AC units, ceiling grid and tile restoration for the break room, building exterior pressure washed, men's restroom repaired. We do have a legislative request for $4.8 million for the new building, and we're currently developing scope and fee with a design builder on the city's existing contract for the new resiliency hub. Expect a proposal late winter, early spring 2026 for that. Some of the work.
A quick question. I assume that now that we've taken care of the safety and some of the priority 1 items on that the rest of the stuff is on hold until we get direction on the 4.8 million?
Yes, we're very careful to not spend any additional money unless it's absolutely required because of the staff that's in there.
Okay, great. Thank you.
We also did a security assessment at Riverside Park for the city events, as well as the Lyles Hotel Plaza. The final report is expected to be available in early 26. And then on the agenda today, you will see the relocation of the Lee County Sheriff's Office mobile office. That, if you approve that, we expect to have that there at the old library site by January 2026.
And I just wanted to, on the security assessment of the Riverside Park, that's an ongoing, is once that assessment's received, we're also coordinating with the Lee County Sheriff's Office as development in events is a current topic for them as well, and they provide recommendations. They still provide recommendations post each event as well, but the security assessment will be walking hand in hand with them as well.
For the Wonder Gardens, the pole barn has been demolished, the damaged wall has been removed, minor electrical repairs have been completed, and the event patio is under construction with completion in January.
Yay.
Very excited about that. And then the summer, we're slating that for priority one repairs. It's a little slower then. Some electrical wiring replacement that needs to be done, and ADA accessible ramp, handrail, those type of items. And then just to wrap up the presentation, we do have information technology. We are currently working on proposals for a new website design. This summer, we'll be migrating from on-premise servers to the cloud. We continue cybersecurity training annually. We're working to go live with some online event permitting, so folks can just come, go online to do their permits rather than stop by different facilities to get that done. So we're hopeful for the next 2 months probably to have that live, and working with some fleet management project as well. So that's it for me. Do you guys have any questions?
Based upon the 2023 summary of projects and priority ones, are we pretty much done with the priority ones, or what facilities still require priority attention?
So some of the facilities are like the rec center right now, for example. We did some of the small priority ones that we could get done, but it's gonna go under a major renovation, so we're gonna finish all of those with that in the spring as we start that project. But we've got quite a bit completed. There's still more to do, for sure.
What about specifically around some of the priority ones that were identified for the aquatic park? Are we gonna wait for the aquatic park decision, or are we gonna start addressing any of those items?
It's a great question. And what we've done is anything that has to be done to keep it safe and open, we have started those projects, but just like the library, we do not want to spend money if it's not absolutely necessary to keep the facility open at the time. And we are not doing any projects that would not be absolutely necessary to keep the facility open.
Okay, lastly, the one facility that's not real sexy is the maintenance facility, and there are a number of electrical issues, and it's one of the key areas that we hide stuff. Have we addressed a lot of those deficiencies, or is that still an issue?
It's still an issue. We are going to be looking to, when we came to the workshop last year, if you recall, we did identify areas that we were green lighted to go ahead and start working towards. First was the recreation center. The old library is second, but that building is certainly one that might need to be torn down and something new built, but that would be a decision for council.
Okay.
Which building is that?
The maintenance
Main
facility.
facility
Oh,
out
the
back,
shack in the
there's significant electrical issues that were identified in '23.
Yeah, that thing, I don't even
I
count
don't-
that as a building, like a shack.
Certainly not a major priority. You said Chalk Where You Walk, which was an Art and Public Places project, that's being transferred to somebody else?
No, it's not being transferred. So the Celebrate Bonita event, we did it for Celebrate Bonita years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying,
yeah.
it was Art and Public Places, that's who came up with it.
Absolutely. We'd love to have that back, and if Art and Public Places would like to take it on, I think what we need to do is come to the board and talk about how they can incorporate what they'd like to do to help us with Celebrate Bonita. That was mentioned as something we could bring back that would go hand in hand with the art concept for the way that we're doing Celebrate Bonita now. And we'd love, if they would like to take it on again, that would be fantastic. But if not,
Well, I thought you said you were in discussions with somebody
no,
else.
I'm sorry, we had a meeting and it was brought up. So we were talking about art and we're talking about ways that the city could, display art, whether it be at the Lyles. It was a meeting that the Magnuses, Eliana Ush, and then Chris held, and we were just discussing possible options that could happen in the downtown. I guess they are interested in doing art pieces and having art events in the downtown. So at that point, we talked about things we'd done in the past and things that we'd hope to do again in the future, and that was brought up.
Thank you.
Laura, as we go down that nostalgic road of fun things we used to do, bed races. The firefighters always did bed races, right, for years and years and years at
Yep.
4th of July. They stopped doing it about 5 years ago, maybe. And they have not. I busted DeWitt's chops a couple times, thinking he was going to get it going again. He didn't. And I mean, if they aren't going to do it, is that something that we could take on? Either it could be Celebrate Bonita, or maybe it's just our own event at 4th of July or something. But is that something we could do if they won't do it?
I think we could look into it. I will say the timing for 4th of July was difficult because it always storms right around the time they were trying to kick it off.
Right.
And then once it gets later, it's dark, so it's difficult to do. Towards the end, the participation wasn't as well. Maybe there's a format of it that we could look at doing, maybe tweaking it a little to make it something that people would be more interested in now. But certainly, of course, there's always options to bring things back and figure out to do them better.
I think just one of the things that was the liability portion,
Yeah.
but that can be addressed by limiting what they can do. I mean, you had people spending a lot of money on beds that actually went 40 miles an hour, which we didn't want flying down Old 41. But if we limited and brought it back to being a more fun event, I think that would be a great idea.
And maybe there's a consideration with providing some flexibility, whether it's Celebrate Bonita or 4th of July. I think one of the issues we had was that, as Laura said, it would storm right before, if you remember, there's usually, unfortunately, some heavy rains, and luckily, hopefully it passes for us, and then the fireworks happen. So the parade's the morning, there's usually afternoon rain, inclement weather, so it could be something where the weather-wise, it might be a
And last
better fit.
year, like, several people canceled theirs, and we held it, and then right as we ended, torrential rain.
That's a great idea, celebrate, we'd control it more, because July 4th, you've got the crowds getting out on the street, trying to do a race on Old 40. I can see some child come jumping out, and then we would sue you, Jesse, because it's your idea.
There's actually photographic evidence somewhere, I'm sure. Me and the mayor actually participating in this, probably the last time it actually did it. We were on a team together, pushing his son, we wouldn't choose him now, he's too big now. But
But that's like 20 years ago when you guys were young, right?
it feels like it.
Yeah, I don't run.
He doesn't even remember.
No, I remember, I don't run anymore.
Oh, you don't run anymore?
It's a great presentation, Laura.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments?
Awesome.
So I think at budget time coming forward, so obviously the budget is set for this fiscal year within each of the events. We'll be looking to consider your direction on how you want to move forward with the events, and which ones you want to expand, which ones you want to contract, and then also implementing opportunities for partnerships and sponsorships as well.
Yeah, I think you do raise a good question that way, and I've noted that when we look at that holiday in the park and that walk, we went up basically about 24%. If you look out the zeroing out of the Halloween lighting and the, there's 2 items that we zapped from the budget this year. Yeah,
We tried to reduce smaller events and tried to pull back on some events in order to accommodate the strolls. You're absolutely correct.
and that addition, and the primary piece of that 22.5 that it increased went to what?
So it is due to creative budgeting when we had cost savings from the fiscal year previously, and we were able to leverage deposits on the savings that we had the year before to expand the 25th year celebrations for the Halloween stroll. But what we learned is when you do that and you give an amazing event, no one wants to go back, and they want to keep it at that same caliber. So that is why the budget looks like it increased that way. We leveraged deposits from the year
So it's
before
inflation, you're
from
saying?
cost savings.
You're saying it's inflation.
I'm saying we had cost savings the year before, that at the end of the fiscal year budget, that I was able to leverage towards deposits for the new fiscal year.
Just to cut, you had in your presentation and picked up on the fact that I think it was Cincinnati,
Yeah.
the amount of money that's brought in by the events. And I don't think we've really been able to track that very well here in Bonita, 'cause we're not that big. But the reality is, I was in Naples last night, Mike knows, about 140 people. And everybody knew about what was going on in Bonita Springs, how beautiful it was. They'd never come up. Some people lived here for 25, 30 years and are now coming up to Bonita. I'm wondering how we quantify some of the revenues. Maybe we start getting with our restaurateurs who can actually track that and see what kind of an increase year over year we're getting or they're getting in revenues. The other thing is our hoteliers. At a certain point, some of this is going to be benefiting them.
Can
And
you track by sales tax?
Maybe the downtown
T-
alliance.
TDC may be able to give us
Downtown
some.
Alliance could do this. I mean, it seems like a very good project for the Downtown Alliance. I mean, I know they're very busy, but
That's a
Maybe.
great idea, especially you could use Halloween because that's kind of an economic stimulator for the downtown because you have this long summer with only 4th of July, and then there's not a lot of events that happened. And so we kicked off with the stroll, but we don't serve food, we don't serve beverages. That the businesses actually are the ones that serve the food and beverages for that event, which usually we do have food trucks and things, but for the stroll we don't. So I think that'd be a great one to track with the businesses.
Yeah, I think, quite honestly, if there's a way with the tourist organization to get the sales tax by zip code or something, that if you can go back 2-3 years and track the trend around those holiday events as a baseline, I think that's a very good way, because whether it's immediately in downtown or whether it's along 41 in the restaurant corridor, that type of stuff. I think those are all people that get a net lift from the events downtown.
Agree.
And a justification for some of the money we're spending, because I think the money's well invested. And I think some of our folks that aren't here today or will be here later would agree to that.
I know that I've heard discussion, and I don't know if this is a good point for it, but we've heard about potentially other events that you may want to see. I don't know if anybody wants to bring that up since we have a little bit of time and just kind of discuss that. That way we know for budget what to be looking towards. Or if you're comfortable with what we have and you don't want anything else added or anything changed.
Nigel?
Yeah, I actually had talked to Laura a couple of times, and Nicole knows as well. Most of you, I think, remember when we used to have Riverfest. And the great thing about an event like Riverfest is it's really for our merchants and the folks that are here year-round because it's before tourist season. But you talk about something that could bring people and revenue into the downtown if we have it at the right time of the year, which we used to do in October, wasn't it? Normally, we did, it was in the fall. And something like that, that it would be a city event. I've actually talked to some major sponsors, so there is some real interest outside the city. If we could bring in dollars, economic dollars to the city for something like that.
Actually, on that one, well, originally it was not the city that started it, but the city took it over towards the end. But also the downtown merchants have been talking about doing a Riverfest again. The subcommittee of the Downtown Alliance marketing, or no, hospitality committee, talked about it at their meeting yesterday, trying to do a,
Well,
put
I've been
together a
talking to those
Riverfest.
folks. I'm glad somebody's paying, but I think I would like to see the city maintain control of it. That's my thoughts. I'd love to hear what you all think, but
How we're hungry.
yeah, no, it's something that if it's for all the merchants, not just a specific small group, because I think there are other entities in the city that could benefit for something. Again, I'm thinking of our hoteliers. They could start creating packages, and then there are national companies that would be interested if it was a citywide or a city event.
And
I
even
like the
restaurant,
idea of Riverfest again. Sorry, no, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, even restaurateurs could jump on and say, specials are going on, you know. connect-
Oh, yeah, that's granular. I'm talking about bringing in serious dollars that where the city wouldn't really be spending any money. We'd be able to bring in money from sponsorships, city event, but it's paying for itself and then some.
Is that Blues Festival? Are we square with them again? Because remember when we had to cancel that thing?
Yeah,
and
we
there was
are.
a
The
big-
next year, we ended up giving them a check.
So they're cool now.
Yes.
So
But
is
they-
that
they
still
don't-
going?
But they don't wanna do it again.
But they don't want to do it again, no.
It's not, I don't necessarily know that I don't know why they don't want to do it again. I don't think they had the turnout the next year.
So it wasn't because of our situation.
No, it was after that happened, then the next year they were planning it just like normal and we gave the check and they hosted it, but I don't want to speak for them either. I'm not sure.
Who talks to them from the city? Just to kick the tires and see if that's even a thing anymore or not. Like,
No.
You had
They-
two individuals that kind of partnered when it first started, and then there was a separation, personalities, whatever, and that was the beginning of the end.
okay.
I believe they've done some things at Sugar Shack. I don't know if it was like official, but I think they've sponsored some blues performers there.
Yeah, last year, there was the discussion, debate, reevaluating fees that we assess for the use of the facilities. Have we done that, or has that been tabled, or what is the game plan in terms of fees that we assess? Particularly where you see 10-plus events being scheduled by for-profit organizations like Sugar Shack and stuff like that. The discussion also centered around for-profit and nonprofit fee structures. Where are we on that?
Well, we were working towards getting some of the green spaces activated, but we could certainly, if you want to give direction to us to just go ahead and do that now before, the spaces come online, we could certainly do that. Bring it back and have some discussion.
So I think what we were looking to do is bring more of a at the time, we were looking, but we
Right.
can move forward. We can either step
Well, I mean-
process this, but we'll be bringing on the splash pad. And we know we're gonna want to program that. People are gonna wanna rent that or hold it. You're gonna wanna create fees and a
I think
process for
that
rental.
the time to discuss is now, so when they come online, that there's no surprises like what in the heck they charging for this. But I just think that what you've done, the success that you've created has created demand. And in exactly what was discussed a year ago is now coming true. you're gonna, we have to ask the hard questions. How do you balance the programming at Riverside Park? How do you balance the programming? It's really kind of, what do you want to see that downtown space be and attract and provide services to? So I guess we've kind of, I think it needs to be on the table sometime in the next month or two.
Okay.
Any other comments?
A phenomenal job to Laura Taylor and her crew. You
Great
guys
job.
do a great job. Last night was phenomenal. Thank you, all.
Anything else? All right, public comment on the workshop. Seeing none? All right,